If you're not running ads to get clients online, then you're missing out on the biggest opportunity that there is right now. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to break down a step-by-step walkthrough of how to run Facebook ads to get online personal training clients. Hey, Lee Constantinu here, the founder of Online Coaches Elite and Personal Elite, and we help coaches and trainers grow and scale their business online. And what I'm going to be doing in this video series is breaking down how to start a profitable Facebook advertising campaign if you're a complete beginner, or even if you are somebody who's tried Facebook ads and they haven't worked before. I'm going to show you why they didn't work, how to set them up properly so that you can actually have success with your campaigns. Now, this isn't just I'm not some guy who's done a Facebook course and I'm teaching you what I've learned. I've actually spent thousands of pounds, over six figures of my own personal money, and profitably made money back using Facebook ads. And I've grown multiple fitness businesses. So I know a thing or two about how to run these types of ads. And so what I'm going to do in this video series is show you step by step how to set up the right ads and how to launch your ads profitably to get clients. And the reason I'm doing this, if you're wondering, is so that you one day eventually become a client of ours. Because if I can teach you something or two, or show you the steps that you need to take, eventually you're going to need further help and you're going to think of me when you're at that stage in your business. And so what I want to do, I just want to over deliver, give you step by step the things to be doing right now with Facebook ads, so that you can see some level of success, so you can stop having to post on social media, stop having to DM people cold, stop having to start a blog, stop having to do all the things that everybody's telling you to do, and start getting clients the easy way. Because that's really what Facebook ads will allow you to do. It gets you clients the easy way. It gets people coming to you who are qualified, who are interested, if you have the right sales processes in place, which just means you have more freedom to enjoy life. And so if that's what you want, if you want to have more freedom, then this step-by-step beginner training on Facebook ads is going to show you how to do that. So we're going to dive into my screen. I'm going to walk you through a few things, and then we're going to go into the Facebook Business Manager, and I'm actually going to show you step-by-step so you can go away and implement this training and this entire 4-part series, maybe 3-part, I don't know what it is, maybe 4-part. So let's go into my screen right now. So over here, we're just on the whiteboard. I'm just going to quickly walk through a couple things that are really important before you run ads, okay? Before you run ads, you need to have a proven funnel. That means a funnel is essentially a way of getting people down like this, okay? So we're going to be funneling people in from the top here, and we're going to be bringing them down, excuse my drawing. And they're going to be coming down till they eventually become a client, okay? So we're going to have leads coming in up here, and then we're going to be converting them into clients eventually. So we've got this funnel effect where people are coming down, and they're going to come in the masses, and then you're going to only sign up a small handful. That's just the way it is. Okay, so when you keep this in mind, right? That we're not going to sign up every single client, but the caveat to this working is you need to have a funnel. You need to have a sales process in place that you send people to from the ad, right? So if you're just trying to run an ad with like boosting a post, or sending people to a website that doesn't really give people a clear direction, okay? We need to give them a clear call to action, okay, how they can get your help. If we're not doing that, then you're going to be burning a lot of money on ads. So you need to have a funnel. Most important thing to start with is having a funnel. A funnel, exactly. A funnel is something that takes people from being a stranger into being a client. So there'll be a step 1, there'll be a step 2, there'll be a step 3, or however many steps, all right? And these will be pages. So it's effectively you're taking somebody in a straight line from being a lead to being a client. Websites are just filled with a bunch of stuff, links and all these different things to blogs and about me and all these kind of weird pages that people don't really use. Okay, a funnel just takes people in a straight line to becoming a client. And because it's so noisy on social media and people are getting hit with ads all the time, we need to focus their attention on one clear pathway. Okay, and so if you haven't got a funnel, something we actually provide if you become a member of the Online Coaches Elite, it will look something like this, and you'll have your own funnel built in. If you sign up for our Gold or Platinum plan, we'll actually give you this funnel and a bunch of other stuff as well. Okay, so if you want to check that out, you can go to app.onlinecoacheselite.com. You get a 14-day free trial, try it out, get your own funnels, get everything in place, Ton more stuff, but we're not going to go into that in this video. All right, so you need a funnel first. Now let's assume you've got a funnel, it's working, as in you've tested it, it's going to get you leads, going to get you clients. The most important things you need is you need to get leads information. Okay, you need to get their info. Okay, so that means you need to get their name, some dodgy N, and then you need to get their email, and then you want to get their number. And the reason why you want these things is so you can follow up with them. Okay, you want to be able to follow up with them. If you're not able to follow up with people that sign up through an ad, then you're literally going to be burning money. Okay, because the money is already in the follow-up. A small percentage of people will actually sign up for something straight away. Most people will sign up later on. So if we're not getting this crucial information, then you're going to be spending money and wasting it. So just a couple quick things I wanted to mention before I show you how to build an ad, because if you don't have a funnel that's going to get people's name, email, number, and some automations and some processes in place that's going to turn them into a call or a consult, then you're going to waste money on ads, and then you're going to complain and say ads don't work. So get this first. If you want help with this, we give you a free funnel. Get the gold plan, a 14-day free trial on onlinecoacheselite.com. Okay, app.onlinecoacheselite. I'll link in the description below. You can try it out and you can see what I mean. If you've got a funnel, great, then we don't need to worry about this. So with that being said, we're going to dive over to a sample account now, and I'm going to show you how we're going to set this up. Hey, you're going to have to go to business.facebook.com. You have to create a business account. You don't want to be running ads for your personal Facebook page. Very risky, because you could get hit by spam. You could get hit by hackers and people that might steal your account and do some crazy stuff on it and rack up huge bills. So you want to create a business.facebook.com account. I'm not going to go through that and show you how. Pretty straightforward, pretty basic how to set up one. Once you've set it all up, you want to be in here. This is where you're going to create ads. Okay. And you have to add a pixel to your page and some other technical things. Again, I'm not going to show you that in video. You can find that on YouTube or just go through the Facebook help. I want to show you how to set up the main component of what's going to help an ad. Okay, so you're going to go create. Now, there's only really two types of campaigns that you want to create. The main one that we're going to be using is conversions. And the second one, if you're not going to use conversions, is lead generation. Now you're going to see a bunch of other ones here. Now you don't need to be using any of these other ones. The reason why is because you're not trying to do brand building. You're not just trying to get awareness. We are trying to get people to become clients. And when you're starting out, you don't have the budgets to be doing brand campaigns, lead campaigns. You're not doing any kind of app things. So we need to be very clear that we are going to Facebook and saying, hey, we want to get more people to give us their information. And so that's what this campaign means. That's what a conversion campaign does. It tells Facebook, go and find us people that are most likely going to convert into a lead or a customer or client, right? Whereas if you say, hey, Facebook, give me store traffic, that's just going to send people that are most likely to go to a store, go and visit a website or whatever it is. If you say, hey, Facebook, do an engagement campaign, Facebook's going to go and deliver that ad to people that are most likely going to engage with that post. Right, so that means they're not necessarily going to click. That doesn't necessarily mean they're going to opt in. Doesn't necessarily mean anything. It just means that they're the most highest probability to engage with your stuff. Okay, the other one I wanted to mention is lead generation. So if you're not running a conversion campaign, if you don't have a funnel, the other version is a lead generation ad. Again, something that we cover inside in here. We also get a free course that shows you how to build a lead campaign. Okay, so if you don't have a funnel, lead generation is your next best campaign, because it just means you're going to capture leads and then you're going to have to manually follow up with them. Okay, unless you've got automation set up. And then you've got video views and messages. So you've got other conversion campaign objectives, but the one that we're most concerned with is conversion. So you need to have a funnel to make this one work. So just so you know, always optimize your campaigns for conversions. I know I've gone on about this, but this is so important. So many people miss this, and you'll literally burn money if you go and do any other campaign when you're starting out. Okay, so once it's set up, it's going to look something like this. All right, so you're going to have this new campaign, and then you're going to have this 3 levels to an ad. So you've got campaign, ad set, ads. So real quick, so I want to show you. So you've got the campaign. Okay, this is like the main where everything's held. Think of it like a holding company, and then you're going to have ad sets. Okay, you're going to have ad sets at the middle level. Okay, these are going to be where you do your targeting and everything else. And then beyond that, each ad set, you're going to have actual ads, okay? And these are where you're going to have all your images and your copy and your links and everything else. Okay, so there's 3 layers, and then each one of them is going to have one of each as well. Okay, so depending on how many ad sets you're launching. So it starts with a campaign. This is the first level. Second level is ad set, and then third level is ad. So once we build the campaign, then we create our targeting and everything here. Then we're going to build the actual ads and the words and everything. All right, so we're going to into that campaign, and it's going to show green because it's not published yet. So and you might also see some like triangles and all kinds of things when you set up these for the first time. Don't be alarmed, like things like this. Don't be alarmed. Just carry on. So we're going to go in. We're going to go and edit this ad set. Now, what I like to use for a naming convention is what I'm targeting, the age, so what I'm targeting, so the interest, behavior, the age, the gender, and the country, typically. So once you've set up, again, your conversion campaign, you're going to have the option here. You're going to click your pixel that you've activated. This one's not activated, so it's not going to be able to see anything. And then you'll choose your event. Okay, usually you're going to be optimizing everything for leads when you're starting out, because we are trying to just get leads. If you try and optimize these campaigns, which means ask Facebook to get us phone calls, it's going to cost you a lot of money because it's a brand new ad account and it's not going to have a lot of data. So always just go with the lowest hanging fruit, which is leads, which is the first thing that we're asking them to get. So just keep that in mind. And if you don't know what I mean, it will make sense when you start running ads. So as we scroll down, we're going to set our budget. Okay, this is a daily budget. You can start off with a budget of $2, $3, $5, £5. It's entirely up to you, but you're going to define that budget before you start running ads. And because we're going to create different ad sets, you're going to have $5 to $10 or $3 or $5 for each ad set. So we're just creating this budget for this one ad, and we're not going to set an end date. We're going to let this run. One other thing as well, you're going to set it in advance. So we're going to set it for the day ahead than we are today, because what that means is Facebook's going to start this on a new day, and it's not going to try and spend all the budget, or it's not going to mess up the data. So always start at 6 a.m. the following day or in 2 days time when you want to start the campaign. Also gives you time for your ads to get approved, because if you have something wrong in the ad copy, the image, they don't like it, they're going to disapprove the ad. So we always want to give it a couple days in advance, so we give Facebook time to scan it and make sure everything's okay. As we scroll down, now this is where it gets a bit more exciting. This is where the power of Facebook advertising comes in handy, because it means you can now go and target specific people that will have a close affinity to whoever you're trying to target. So once you have defined your ideal client, we can come in here, we can change firstly where we want to target. We could target other countries. We could target all English speaking countries. You can target US, Canada. You can target wherever you want. Makes sense to start off in your own country first, just while you're getting used to it, and you're probably not going to spend enough money on ads for it to be worth you targeting the entire world. But if you're English speaking, just target the main English speaking countries. If you're just starting off with a small budget, just start with your own country. Okay, you don't need to go abroad just yet. Leave it to people living or recently in this location. Set the age. Now this is quite important if you have clearly defined the type of person you're targeting. Let's say you're targeting mums who have just been married and they just had a kid. Most likely they're going to be in the older than 18 range, right? Or if you're targeting CEOs or executives or business owners or wherever, they're most likely going to be in an older age range, less so in the younger category. So you want to target in close proximity to the age that you ideally want to get. Now what you don't want to do is go and make this like 31 to 32 year olds or something crazy like that. What will happen if you go and target too small and you're trying to really zero in on this one type of person? Facebook's going to charge you a heck of a lot of money to show your ads to them. Why? Because it's all about inventory. You're buying some inventory. You're buying the ability to show this ad in front of somebody. So the more you ask them specifics, the more they're going to charge you for doing that. So you want to keep it quite broad, right? You want to keep it quite broad and not too narrow. Even if the target is like a 40-year-old, you still want to broaden it out, because it means Facebook's going to do a lot of the work for you. The pixel's going to go and find people that are going to fit the message that you're running the ad to, and it's not going to charge you as much. So that's a little tip for you there. Don't go too narrow. You could change gender, right? If you're targeting men, or if you're targeting women, if you're targeting both. Now, my advice, if you are creating an online coaching program, you want to define a gender as well. The market of online coaching is so far along now, especially with fitness coaching, that if you aren't defining men or women, you're going to get lost in the sea of noise of other ads, and your ad's not going to get heard or seen. So we need to be specific in who we are talking to, and that comes down to also the words as well. So get clear on that. Now, when it comes to targeting, this is really where the rubber meets the road. All of this other stuff is great for like general kind of demographic and location, but this is where you want to be getting clear on who you are targeting first, because you can do infinite amount of things, right? Let's say we're targeting someone who is interested in marketing, right? Some marketing consultant or whatever. For some reason it's not letting us find. Let's say we're trying to find someone who's a business man or woman. Doesn't want to find it. Okay. Sometimes Facebook's just weird. Like right now, it's playing up. No idea why. All right, see. All right, so we've got an answer here. Finally, we've got someone here. So I'm just kind of playing around with this. Look, CEO. You've got a size of 107 million rather people in this interest. Now, let's say we click that. Let's say we're choosing CEOs. We've now defined it as men, 30 to 55, CEOs. Okay, that means they have an interest. Doesn't necessarily mean they are a CEO. It means they have an interest in CEOs. Whatever that means to Facebook, it means they have some association, and we're targeting US and UK at the moment. And you can see here to the right, that we've got a potential reach, 64 million. Now, it's really high, which you don't want to be launching your ads for the first time with an audience that size. You want to be about 500,000 to 2 million. Okay, if you're only spending about $5 a day on this ad set, you're not going to saturate the audience, no way. But you also want to make sure this is unticked. So this will start reaching more people. Now you see what happened there? Went from 64 million down to 3. It's because it starts showing it to people that are similar but not in that specific audience. So it means it's going to be harder to spend more on that ad and scale it successfully. So we always want to uncheck that, and that's our true number. Now I would actually leave it at that. 3.8 million is not too bad for me. I want to test it out. I did say 500,000 to 2 million, but there's nothing wrong with going a bit higher. Just don't go smaller, because it will charge you more the smaller the number. And then what we'll do here is I will just name this ad. So we've got 30 to 55 year olds. So we've got CEO, and then I've got 30 to 55 men. Okay, and then I've got UK/USA. That's how I like to name my ad sets, because it's very important that you have good naming conventions when you are starting these ads. Because when you start throwing things in the mix, it starts getting messy and chaotic, and it's hard to track what's working and what's not. So always write things down clearly based on the interest, the age, the gender, and the location. Or if you've got multiple funnels, you might add the funnel name as well. But for simplicity, you probably won't, so just keep it like that. Make sure all of this is set up properly. You've got the scheduled for tomorrow. We've got the targeting set, and then the last thing here, you could change the languages if you want. I sometimes set this to English just to be sure. It hasn't made a huge difference, but just for safety. And then the last thing we can do, this is really where Facebook becomes twice as powerful, because they own Instagram and dozens of other platforms and places across the networks. You can show these ads in front of different places. You can show it on the feed. You can show it on the story. You can show it in stream on different ads. You can show it in people's search, inside people's messenger, in articles that people are reading, and other apps and sites. So it's really powerful. It's really powerful. Now, what my advice is, when you're starting out and you're running this first ad, you don't want to be showing it in all these other places, especially if your ad isn't optimized for it. So if your ad doesn't look good for stories, and it looks very text heavy, and doesn't look like somebody's story, doesn't look natural, I wouldn't do it. I would just start off with really simple, targeting the feeds of Facebook and Instagram. Okay, and you do want to target Instagram because there is a ton of people on there, and I'm probably going to find someone similar to your ideal client on there, depending on who you're targeting. But Instagram's working very well right now from what I've seen. And if you drop this down here, you see that you can change as well. So we don't want the marketplace, we don't want video feeds, we don't want anything for this cold ad. We just want to target straight up Facebook feed, Instagram feed. I've also tested Explore page. It's not bad, similar kind of result, but the best places are Facebook and Instagram feed. They do cost a little bit more. Now, when I say they cost a bit more, it doesn't mean you're going to get charged more. That it's just that the quality of the people that are scrolling the feeds are usually higher, so the inventory costs a little bit more. But when you're running these ads for the first time, it's the best place to be doing it. So that's kind of the basic setup of how to start and create your campaign within Facebook. We've now gone on, we've firstly created a funnel that works, that we know is going to convert. We're going to get name, email, number. We're going to capture the data that we need so we can do all of our follow-up and getting people on calls. Okay, what we did today was go through how to set up your Facebook ad. Okay, go and create a campaign, go and create your first ad set, and also how to target and define the market of people that we want to target. We want to get around 500,000 to maybe 2, maybe 4 million. That's totally fine. You want to set your daily budget for this one ad set, and we want to set the targeting just to Facebook feed and Instagram feeds. Okay, those are your action items. Go away and go and take action on this. This is part 1. So what I'm going to be doing in the next training video is going through how to actually go and create the ad. Okay, go and publish the ad and get it out there into the world. So we want to break this down into smaller chunks for you so you can actually take action and not feel overwhelmed. I'm not holding anything back because my intention with this training series is to give you so much value that eventually you're like, hey, I need some more help with this. I want to see what's inside the academy. I want to get some ad coaching, copy coaching from all the experts inside the academy, which we have, and I want to get Lee's help with that. So what I'm going to do is just give you all of this for free with the hope that one day you either jump on board as an academy client or you go and try our OCE platform and use all of the training that I provide in there to help you grow your business. So with that being said, make sure you like this video if it was helpful so the algorithm shows us to more people. And I also know to push the next series out quicker and sooner, and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already so that you can get these training video updates every week. The next part we'll be covering is going through the ad messaging and how to actually launch the ad. So stay tuned for that one, and I will see you in the next video.